The students' college dreams come back from the financial dead, and the orphaned Rosie talks to an unseen child, right here on the 357 by William E. Spear. Hello, my name is William Spear, and this is our series titled Let Me Go to Her. It is interpreted from Elizabeth Gaskell's The Old Nurse's Story, published in 1852. An attorney has shown up representing the Furnivall family and their intent to adopt the orphan Rosie. But who is the family and what is their connection? Now, Episode 2, Furnivall Manor. I called Mom and Dad, and they said they'd be home as quick as possible. The attorney sat down and didn't say a word. Rosie walked between us and examined the visitor. Hair color, shoe color, and briefcase color were faded brown, worn-out brown, and barely brown. The little girl walked into another room and spoke words we didn't fully hear. When she returned, she mumbled, stared again at the visitor, and resumed her post, looking out the window. Mom and Dad arrived with the attorney who helped us with Rosie. The legals gestured to each other, and the papers were exchanged. Rosie wandered between us and back to the window. Mom and Dad's attorney acknowledged the papers were properly signed and sealed with duly noteds, therefores, and parties of the first and second parts. However, a day's time to fully review the documents was requested. The Furnivall attorney reluctantly granted 24 hours. A deep bow was offered, followed by a quick retreat. The moment the door closed, there was an explosion of voices. Dad said there was no way he'd let a stranger take Rosie. Mom added Rosie's parents never even mentioned the name Furnivall. Their well-intended concerns, however, were undermining my slim hopes of going to college. Our attorney left with a promise to have answers in the morning. Dinner was a quiet affair, and we went to bed. After midnight, I heard a voice and went into the living room. There was Rosie, staring out the window, saying, "Yes, I know. Soon. Very soon." When she saw me, she went back to bed. I grabbed a blanket and slept in the living room. In the morning, the Furnivall attorney arrived after breakfast and immediately complained of being late for appointments. Around 11, our attorney arrived with the verdict. The Furnivalls were indeed Rosie's blood relatives and prepared to take her in. Mom and Dad protested, but everything was legal. I offered to drive Rosie so they could go back to work. Their attorney sent a notice to the household staff that we would arrive by mid-afternoon. The journey up the highway began, and the weather fought back. Every exit marker added clouds and gray. When the final toll was paid, a downpour pummeled my car. Noah's Ark had nothing on us. Each road was more narrow and rougher than the one before. From a lane that was ancient when Rip Van Winkle was young, we turned on to the Furnivall estate. Their stone and granite manor house was half consumed by the surrounding forest. Through the trees, music rose. It beckoned or dared us to approach. The entrance door was pushed open, and there was an organ blaring. But no one was playing it. You've just listened to the second episode of Let Me Go to Her. Theme and organ music are through the courtesy of DS Technician at Pixabay. The 357 is written and produced by William Spear. Thank you for listening.